For joining us for KVUE News at 10 on election night, I'm Quita Culpepper.
And I'm Mark Mullins. Polls are closed and election results, they're pouring in. KVUE's Daniel Perreault and Melia Masumoto are reporting live at watch parties for and against Austin's Proposition Q, one of the big ones we're watching tonight. And it appears Proposition Q in Austin has failed to pass. That would have raised the city's property tax and generated an extra $110 million for the current fiscal year.
And right now it appears with 50% reporting, 67% of voters are saying no to Prop Q. And now let's check in with Daniel, who's standing by at a watch party for people who are against Prop Q. Daniel?
Mark and Quita, it was an exciting and jubilant mood here at Bolden Acres as those results came in throughout the night. There were a lot of loud cheers, hugs, and screams throughout the evening here as those who oppose Prop Q celebrated the results. People are starting to head home, and the crowd has really thinned out here at Bolden Acres. Just a couple minutes ago, the group that led the opposition to Prop Q, Save Austin Now, declared victory. These are still early results, and there are still a lot of votes that are out there as the results come in. But opponents say they believe this is over because of the sheer margin they're winning by, calling this a blowout victory. They call this a historic night for Austin and Travis County and a major win for taxpayers who they say sent a very clear message to City Hall tonight that they have had enough with the tax increases. Prop Q would have generated about an extra $110 million for the current fiscal year, in part to make up for a $33.4 million deficit, but it would have cost the average homeowner an estimated $300 more per year. That concern, if it had passed, was that it could have hurt local businesses and Austin residents by increasing rent and costs for businesses, likely worsening affordability issues and potentially pushing more people out of the city. Co-chair of Save Austin Now, Matt McCowiak, says this is a turning point for the city of Austin.
And while tonight is about stopping a bad idea from hurting people who live here, it doesn't make things better. It just stops making things worse. You know, in medicine, the phrase is do no harm, first do no harm. Tonight we've ensured that taxpayers are not going to receive any more harm. And that's a very positive thing.
While they are celebrating this win, McCowiak says this is not the end. This is just the first step. The city will have to find another way now to deal with this budget deficit. McCowiak says they are calling for a full, independent forensic audit to be done of the city budget. He says tomorrow is a new day, and that is when the real work begins. For now, though, the celebration does continue here at Bolden Acres. Mark and Quita, though, a very clear message sent by Austin voters tonight to City Hall that they did not want to see another property tax increase. Mark and Quita.
Indeed, it is a very clear message. Switching to the other side of Prop Q now, KVUE's Melia Masumoto has spent the evening at a watch party for supporters. Melia.
Well, Mark and Quita, there's obviously been a lot of disappointment here as these initial results are coming in here. A lot of them are worried about the cuts that could be coming to jobs and essential services for the city. The largest portion of funding from Prop Q, $35.5 million, would go toward programs to reduce homelessness and add affordable housing. Money from Prop Q would also go toward improving public safety and parks and recreation programs. The city, as we know, is dealing with a large budget deficit, and Councilmember Ryan Alter said they've been trying to cut everything they can, so the money from Prop Q is needed to avoid any further cuts that would affect residents.
Those cuts are going to hurt, and they're going to impact real people, whether that is, you know, someone who wants to enjoy their neighborhood park or their library. The response times to public safety, we are going to try to minimize the damage, but it is going to hurt real people.
Alter said that if Prop Q doesn't pass, these cuts are something that will happen quickly, he said, within the next 2 to 4 weeks, so that they can have an operating budget. But even as the early numbers are showing more votes against Prop Qs, the supporters have said they're not going to stop fighting to make sure these essential services get funded for all residents. They said even starting tomorrow, they're going to have conversations with city council members about making sure that these are things that are not going away, even though all the will be have to made, but they're going to try to do what they can to keep them to stick around. For now, reporting live in North Austin, Melia Masumoto, KVUE News.
Thank you, Melia.